Good evening. Now let's start our talk show episode 71. The only things that stand between you and your dream is the will to try and believe that is actually possible. It's a beautiful quote quoted by Joel Brown. So with this quote, I could like to bring our talk show name Conversation with Consultants with episode 71 of our guest talk series. Good evening everyone. I am Rima Kumari, ECR coordinator of SKNG and I am your host for today's talk show. Before we begin our talk show, let me briefly introduce SK Associates and Group. We are an ISO certified management consulting firm registered under the MSMED Act 2006 with the Government of India. Our mission is to provide consulting service to students, entrepreneurs globally, covering areas such as compliance, operations, marketing, research and development, human capital, strategic and operations. Our passion lies in helping these budding entrepreneurs bringing their dreams to life and contribute to global economics growth. Entrepreneurship is a catalyst for change and innovation. It's a powerful force that can reshape industries, transforms lives, and make the world a better place. We are committed to supporting students entrepreneurs on their journey, equipping them with the tools, knowledge, and network they need to succeed. Now, before I begin our show, let's take a moment to introduce our guest for today. It gives us immense pleasure to welcome CS Preeti Grover, Regional Council Member NIRC of ICSI, former Chairperson Noida Chapter, to this special event. We are truly honored by your presence today and we are delighted to have you here in this talk show to share your insights with us.
You.
We could like to start this interview with our first question for you. What are some common challenges women entrepreneurs face?
Okay. Thank you, first of all, for having me here. I think you're doing a commendable job, and I saw some of the interviews that you've done before. And I thought if I can help some students and youngsters with my experience, that is how I decided to go ahead. Um, so I think some of the common challenges. The first question that you've asked me, women always face maximum challenges. Also, from my perspective as a company secretary, the challenges are very real. Sometimes for women, the access to funding is limited. There are still some biases on the basis of gender. Smaller professional networks and societal expectations also slow down their growth. But I think real power comes from recognizing these barriers, using them as our power, and building alliances that shatter ceilings instead of, tiptoeing around them. Women will always face more challenges because of the responsibilities at home also. So I think we have to take that also in stride and just go on. Thank you.
Ma'am, it sounds good. Ma'am, your next question is should women start their own business?
Yes, definitely. Starting your own business gives you financial independence and a lot of decisions you are able to take on your own because of financial independence. Otherwise, for small things, you are kind of dependent on others. If you have to ask for money or anything, the decisions don't come easy. Entrepreneurship gives them freedom to build something on their own terms. I've seen firsthand how, when women founders, they bring stronger discipline, ethical decision making, and a lot of attention to detail. Women also balance creativity with compliance. So that's an excellent combination for any business. When women take the entrepreneurship route, they not only lift themselves but also set an example for others. They uplift the entire family. No, I mean, I'll encourage all the women to start their own business if it's possible for them.
Nice. Ma'am, so next question is, how do family responsibility affect women entrepreneurs?
So, Rima, I mean, we all are aware that whatever men and women do at work, women will always have more family responsibilities. Main responsibility for caring for the children, for the elderly at home, for even, you know, having the kitchen ready, meals, everything ultimately comes to women. So, actually, yes, the family responsibilities influence the journey to some extent. They have a larger share of household duties, as I just kind of briefly said, children's schedules, caregiving. So, this does impact the time that they can devote to building or scaling a business. I often feel, there's the journeys for men and women should not be compared. As a governance professional, I think the truth is, we have to demand support, set some boundaries, or redefine the roles at home where we have equal responsibility sharing. These are non negotiables if you want to thrive. So I think uh, women have to, again, somehow ask for support so that they can balance their entrepreneurial journey well. But yes, family responsibilities do affect to some extent.
That sounds good, ma'am. Ma'am, your next question is, what inspired you to start your practice?
When I qualified as a company secretary in 1996, actually, so when even I was recording the video, I completed 29 years of this journey on 11th November, 11/11, a very special day. I was in actually private sector. So I worked in private sector. Then I was in public sector, working in Oriental Bank of Commerce, and then I came into my practice. But I felt, coming into my own practice will give me some flexibility. So I was already having two young children, and work life balance was getting difficult by the day. I decided to quit the job and start my practice. Now, in fact, after all these years, life has come full circle, and I've encouraged my daughter to launch her own business. So, yes, if you ask me, I'll ask all women should have their own business. So, my daughter is working on reproductive and mental health for women, and her app is by the name of Feel Cycle. Always, I think with her also, what I'm experiencing, females always have more issues. There's always, female founders have difficulty getting funding. But I think the real solution is to fix all these problems, keep going, and just, I think, keep your vision big.
Nice. Ma'am, so how can education help women become a better entrepreneurs?
See, education helps in your all round upbringing. uh, if you're not educated, then there are limited things you can do as an entrepreneur. There are so many skills that are needed for entrepreneurship. Uh, so, education is one, digital literacy, a lot of AI platforms, digital tools, and basic technology that is required. Again, if you have knowledge of financial management, that will help in budgeting, investment planning. Communication and negotiation skills are also crucial for building networks. So, overall, education of business, compliance, taxation, registrations, and so much more. This will help in building a business, and this is needed for every entrepreneur. These are the basic skills that you would need.
Okay, ma'am. Moving to the next question is, what's the what's the one things you wish you knew before starting your practice?
Okay, I think I think we have to all just uh, be aware that it's a long marathon, not a sprint. Even when with my daughter, even in 6 months, when she feels, oh, it's like difficult, then I say that you have to give it time. When you are younger, then you are also in a hurry sometimes, but it takes a lot of time in getting up to where you have initially planned to go. But I think patience is the superpower, and I would advise all youngsters to have that patience, keep working, keep building, and ultimately you'll get there.
Nice, ma'am. So, ma'am, what skills are most important for women entrepreneurs nowadays?
So, education, you asked, education is definitely important. Knowledge helps in decision making. I also talked about financial literacy that will help you understand business figures better. Suppose you have to make business projections, all those things. If you have financial literacy, you understand balance sheets, you have to work with banks in getting your funding, all this will help. Technology is changing every day, and I don't think we can accomplish anything without technology these days. So, yes, technology, digital literacy, using all the online tools that are available, which will kind of fasten your work. These are basic things now you need to scale a business. And good communication skills, networking, all these skills are important for a entrepreneur, be it man or a woman. These are basic essentials.
Okay, ma'am. Your next question is, why is corporate governance important for companies?
Thank you for asking a corporate governance professional this question. So, actually, company secretaries are anyway practicing in corporate governance day in and day out. We emphasize that sometimes when a rule or a law comes, that it should be abided not just in letter but in spirit. So, as a company secretary, I see governance not as a legal requirement but as a culture. Good governance ensures transparency, accountability, ethical conduct, and timely compliance of all the formalities. As an entrepreneur, we'll have hundreds of compliances from all the rules. So many acts are applicable. So if you have to protect the stakeholders, the shareholders, employees, the creditors, you have to have proper corporate governance. That will also help in avoiding litigation, frauds, reputational risks, and most importantly, it helps in building long term sustainability and builds, your yes, the stakeholders will have trust in you. The values that every company must prioritize. So, corporate governance is important.
Nice, ma'am. Ma'am, you're moving ahead. Next question is, how do boards of director help in corporate governance?
So, always the board of directors sets the tone at the top. They shape the vision, approve strategies, and supervise major decisions. So, the board of directors ensures that the company operates ethically, lawfully. As I already said, in my experience as a company secretary, a strong board improves financial reporting, emphasizes good corporate governance, manages risks proactively, and ensures that the management functions in the best interest of all the stakeholders. A strong board brings long term thinking over quick short term solutions. I am also on the board of few listed companies. So I think, whatever the board decides at the top, the culture of the organization becomes such. So the role of the board of directors is very important.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, you're moving ahead. Next question is, who are the key people responsible for corporate governance in a company?
So starting with the board of directors at the top, so its governance is a collective responsibility, but the tone is always set from the top. As an independent director, when I am also taking part in board meetings, the main responsibility on us is to provide unbiased oversight. Committees like audit, nomination and remuneration, and risk management committees, they focus on specialized areas. The company secretary is the key person, also responsible to guide the board, ensure statutory compliance, maintain regulatory discipline, and uphold governance. And other than the board of directors, the company secretary, I think the senior management, CEO, CFO, they also ensure corporate governance, and true leadership demands accountability from all together. So these are the key people who would be responsible for corporate governance in a company.
Okay, ma'am. Next question is, what are some examples of bad corporate governance?
Okay, I mean, there would always be some good and bad examples. We have seen a lot of examples of bad governance also, when sometimes boards ignore conflict of interest. Some leaders try to dodge accountability, decisions prioritize your own personal gain over stakeholders, not disclosing conflict of interest. That has happened before. We have heard of ICSI Bank case. Chanda Kochar was accused of not disclosing her conflict of interest, non compliance with legal requirements, entering into related party transactions without approvals, absence of independent directors. All these are red flags. As a company secretary, I've seen that governance failures would sometimes begin with small lapses like delayed filings, poor documentation, or weak internal controls, which can later affect the goodwill of the organization. All these are bad examples, are examples of bad corporate governance.
So, ma'am, why it is important to have a woman's on company boards?
Because diversity is important everywhere. There needs to be a balance in each team. Women bring balance, emotional intelligence, and sensitivity to the boardroom. They bring diverse perspectives. As someone who's worked closely with boards, I've seen how women directors strengthen governance quality and improve organizational structure, culture of the organization. There will be examples to show that companies with women on boards they perform better, uh, more ethical, and better at driving innovation and creativity. So, diversity will bring different perspectives on the table. And I've always maintained that there has to be a woman on every table where decisions are being made. Thank you.
Nice. Um, Moving ahead, next question: what challenges do women face in joining corporate boards?
So, women have always faced more challenges, especially when women want to be in the leadership roles. There would be some unconscious biases. Our society is still very patriarchal. Many boards prefer candidates from traditional male dominated networks, which automatically limits women. Although women are equally competent, but sometimes visibility or networking can become an issue when they're juggling professional responsibilities with family commitments. Increasing mentorship for women and also, having programs, board readiness programs can help bridge this gap so that women face lesser challenges and it is improving a lot. The situation is already much better since the concept of women director came in the New Companies Act in 2014. The situation is evolving and I'm sure it's going to get better.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, what is the benefit of skill diversity in leadership terms?
Diversity in leadership, I think, as I said, having women will bring diversity, multiple viewpoints. If you ask even a question to your mother or father, maybe they will have different perspectives. So the same thing applies here. The men and women sometimes think differently. So the multiple viewpoints coming that will result in better problem solving, more innovative ideas. Leadership teams with gender diversity understands markets better, make balanced decisions and have stronger governance. From a company secretary's point of view, I think diversity strengthens board deliberations because different experiences gather together and opportunities that may otherwise be missed with only one gender giving the views. So it is always better for a healthier organization culture and stronger performance that there is diversity in leadership teams.
It sounds good, ma'am.
Thank you.
Moving with the next question: how do you stay up to date with industry updates?
That is the part of my job, and I don't think I can do my job well if I don't stay updated. So I make sure, to read one business newspaper daily. I go through various news articles, notices, circulars by regulatory bodies, checking SEBI, MCA websites, and other publications. So, our institute brings a publication, Chartered Secretary, reading all those publications. This is important to stay up to date and also keep connecting with your clients, with your peers, to be up to date with the prevalent industry practices. The rules, laws are changing very fast, and it is important to stay up to date if you want to do your job well.
Nice, ma'am. Um, Moving with the next question, what's the most important skill for an entrepreneur to have?
Okay. I think we're almost kind of closing to the end. We have how many questions I don't know, but anyway, I think the most important skill for a founder should be adaptability. Adapt to the environment where you're working in, or the country you're working in, the culture you're working in. I've also worked across both private and public sectors. And now I'm running my own practice. So I've navigated a wide range of professional environments. Each will have its own unique challenges and demands. I've also witnessed firsthand the shift from physical filing now to online filing. In today's dynamic business landscape, I feel adaptability isn't optional, it's essential. Embracing change each and every day is the only way to survive as a founder. And I've learned to see every shift as an opportunity for growth and innovation. So, my advice to each founder would be do not be rigid and adapt according to the circumstances, the culture that you're working in.
Okay, ma'am. So, ma'am, how can society encourage more women to become entrepreneurs and leaders?
Uh, because society has to do this so that overall development of the society is at a faster pace. Society needs to build support systems around women so that they can work. They are given access to funding, professional networks, and sometimes flexible work policies also. Maybe they can work 2 3 days a week from home, and 2 3 days a week they are supposed to come to office. Families have to share responsibilities so that women do not have to choose between aspirations and their responsibilities as a mother, as a wife. Society has to encourage so that overall development, the education of the girl child happens, and the families will rise this way. Institutions and industry bodies have to showcase women leaders, as I already said, offer board readiness programs, create safe and supportive work environments. That is also very essential, that we take care that women have safe work environments. That is the best way to support. When society normalizes women in leadership, more women will naturally step forward. So I think we are improving, but still some people have that mentality. They do not want to see women as leaders. I would say yes, slowly mindsets are changing, but the society has to change more and encourage women to become entrepreneurs, leaders, and grow to their maximum potential. Thank
Great,
you.
ma'am. Moving with the next question, how would you define yourself as a leader?
Uh, so I think I am a people's leader. I did not even think of becoming a leader It was sheer by chance that, I felt that there has to be female representation on the team. And I decided to contest elections at the chapter level of ICSI. My main motto that time was also that I have to give it my best in the responsibility that I have been assigned as Chairperson Noida Chapter. I always heard the views of the members, students, tried to help them. And I think that is what helped me grow. So I am a people's leader. I feel with the encouragement of the members, I could take the next step. And I am representing the team at Northern India for ICSI. Um, with the support of the members, I do feel I have a lot to do. And to young professionals and students reaching out to me, if I can help and mentor them, that gives me a lot of happiness. So I am a students, well wisher and their leader.
It sounds good, ma'am. Moving moving with next question. What has been your biggest failure and what did you learn from it?
So basically, I did not have failure as such in exams. Always it was like, I could clear all the exams in my first attempt, and I qualified CS in the first attempt. So when I look back at my journey, I don't think anything as a failure. I've changed courses. I have was in private sector. I switched to public sector. Uh, I've come into practice. There have been opportunities where I think, because when I was very early into practice and children were small, I did make some compromises. I feel that, not taking up some assignments where I'm supposed to travel a lot, but there have been challenges along the way, but I don't think I would count them as failure. So it has been a tough journey, but frankly, no failures. And I'm proud of each step that I've taken, changing courses, but not giving up at any stage.
Great. Your next question is you need to break the rules if you want success. Do you agree with this statement?
Yes, yes, you have to break the rules if you want to set an example. And I've done that. So, I mean, I'll say yes. Um, so I was just sharing about this journey when I was in Noida chapter. After my chairmanship, then I had two choices: whether to take the next step or give it up. I realized in all the 50 plus years of the institute's history, especially the Northern India, no female chairperson had ever taken the next step of contesting the entire North India. It was a challenge that I thought I have to take so that I can encourage more women to take that next step and not give it up at the first level. So I took up that challenge. I was elected with second highest number of votes to the Northern India team in 2022. So I think I've broken that stereotype that women, don't go to the next step. And I've done this only to encourage more women to take up leadership roles. And there are more challenges that I'm willing to take, more stereotypes that I want to break. So, yes, I truly believe in that.
Nice, ma'am. Why is CSR important for companies today?
Okay, CSR is a mandatory requirement that was introduced by the ministry when the New Companies Act came into effect on 1st April 2014. So, what the government wants is that when the companies are making profits, they should contribute some portion of their profits mandatorily to serve the society. So it's a small percentage that has been, stipulated that companies which are making profits have to spend 2% of their profit in, serving some sectors which have been also stipulated in the Companies Act. It could be in education, health sector, and various other fields. So when companies work for the poor, the downtrodden, such sections of the society, it also brings them a lot of goodwill. And they operate in the society, so they have to work for welfare of the society also. So CSR stipulation is a very welcome step by the government. We as company secretaries totally encourage all the companies to abide by the rules in letter and spirit. And I would advise everyone to actually take care, identify new areas, and not just go by, what is easily available nearby. See where the need is truly there and work upon that area. CSR has really helped the society. The amount of, money that the companies are spending on CSR is a lot. And although it's been only 10 years, I think in another 8, 10 years, we'll see more difference that, the CSR work by the companies is actually bringing a noticeable difference in the society. So it's a welcome step.
Great. Um, Ma'am, this is your last question for today's session. How do you keep up with changes in company law and governance rules?
So that is part of my job. If I don't, you know, keep up to date with the amendments, then I'll not be able to advise my clients. So we have to read daily. One, a business newspaper, Economics Times, Business Standard has to be read daily. We get amendments, are notified by the institute also. Every day we have an info capsule coming in by the institute. We go through it, that what is the latest changes. We regularly go through websites of the stock exchanges, SEBI, MCA. So all these things are essential in, in the first 1 hour, I usually go through the amendments. And otherwise, the institute also organizes workshops, seminars, programs, wherein if we want in-depth knowledge into a provision that has come in, we have experts coming in and guiding. So that all helps us to keep us updated and also guide other members, clients, and students, fellow professionals. This is part of my job, and I'm happy to do it. I like to do it and teach others, stay updated. That is, in my day to day life.
Great. Moving ahead, we would like to express our sincere gratitude to CS Preeti Grover for being our guest for today at Conversation with Consultants. Your presence and engagement helped to make it this event successful. Thank you for providing insights into your exciting journey.
Thank you, Rima. Thank you for having me here. And I hope I could answer and justify most of your questions. And your audience is, benefited by all these interactions. Keep up the good job, Rima. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Further, we would also like to thank our audience for listening patiently throughout the event. Thank you everyone for joining with us today and hope that everyone gains some knowledge from this event. Looking ahead, we are excited to announce that our next episode 72 of our conversation with consultants held we soon. We see we hope to see you all there. Thank you and we look forward to reconnecting with you again. Do subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us all social media handles to stay connected with us. Goodbye and have a great day ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Rima. Thank you.